resistance at 32 for a while now. False break. Wait, no. RSI's at 30. Tight build up, 30 to 32. No way. Holy shit. It's coming.
Well, hey everybody. First off, Merry Christmas. Second of all, what a week. Did you lose power this week? Did you fly Southwest? And are you going to buy more GME? Those are the questions. It's a crazy news day, so let's dive right on into all this shenanigans. Well, suppose, thank God, me and you aren't flying Southwest. Jesus freaking Christ. In case you've been living under a rock, been on a 2-week bender since we've been on, or you got no knockout down drag out fight with Uncle Moore and Aunt Maud. Southwest Airlines right now is completely just not functioning. They're canceling 2/3 of their flights every day, and we potentially could see the stock lose 50% of its value at least. At least. And it was down another It was down another 3% today. It's just crazy. We've never seen anything like this. And as for the atmospheric river that's pounding the West Coast, I can't confirm that, but I will before the show is over. It's just something, guys. I've never seen it. We've never seen anything like this, and the financial impact of this is just crazy for the airline and for people's wallets and whatnot. It's just crazy. All of this was started by, the bombogenesis storm, or the cyclonic genesis, or whatever the media is calling it these days. So it's just a major storm. But Southwest really hasn't been able to get their, get it together.
I know. Did you state of emergency or operational emergency they're under?
Did you read?
They got a lot of people calling out sick, and they're requiring proof of it, like a doctor's note. And it says in here that telehealth will not cut it. If you got to stay home and do telehealth, you can come to work, I guess. Not allowed to switch shifts less than 12 hours before.
They're a mess. And
mandatory overtime.
Oh God. Could you kind of taking a step back? Could you imagine being a frontline worker over there? Oh, the pictures outside of Dallas and Chicago and everything. It's just nuts.
Wednesday and Thursday by airline, Southwest canceling 2/3, almost like you said, of their flights last Wednesday, and then the day after Thursday, still over 50%. No other American Airlines on that top 4.
I know. I have no idea the track record of China Eastern. I can't speak intelligently about that airline, but what a poor performance by China Eastern. Just bad. Just dope of the day. I think the major news story is okay. Here's the question: is Southwest going to be an airline in 2023? I think that's a legit. I think it's a legit point.
At the end of 2023, maybe not.
I just don't see how you. You have to rebook all these people. The amount of negative PR is in the billions right now.
That's bad.
You literally have to hire the best PR firm and how to spin this. I understand there's news stories about antiquated, antiquated computer systems, employees calling out, all that stuff. But how did we snowball from here? And how this isn't one of the biggest news stories in the United States right now.
Right.
I mean,
People are stranded.
I don't know. I mean, like, first off, who wants to be stranded in an airport? It's probably one of the worst things. I mean, having your flight delayed is awful. Even if you are like young and like single, I mean, whatever. If you're young and single, just head to the bar, just get on the flight. Just do what you got to do. But if you're like if I was with Victoria, I mean, I don't know what the hell I'd do.
No.
I don't want to think about that.
Can you even like buy diapers in an airport?
I don't think you can, to be honest with you. I know you can buy Altoids mints. I know that for a fact. I don't think you can buy diapers or wipes in an airport, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
Because I don't think
there's a market for it, I bet.
Oh, definitely, dude. I mean, but I've never seen the diapers or wipes in a Hudson News store.
Right.
I mean, all it's like, it's basically just like water, hangover cures, and like cranked up Maxim for like, $10 a magazine. It's basically all it is. I mean, I don't know. Is the company going to survive? I mean, I'll tell you now.
I could see them going under.
I could too. I mean, the massive billions of dollars they're going to have to pay out in compensation. Not to mention if the feds get involved. I mean, you start racking up those legal bills. I mean, this could be the end of Southwest. I mean, and this, and the pictures out of Chicago, Houston, Miami, all these are just damning. I mean, it's just awful. What was that?
I don't know. This person who lives next door now, she's been having a coughing fit for like 2 hours.
Oh, really? It's another stock that's going up. It's just Tylenol because you can't get it anywhere. I don't know. Maybe that lady should go see her doctor. I don't know.
Something. I don't know. It's been going on since before Christmas. She's just been having coughing fits every night. And then like when she leaves the apartment, it stops. It's like, what are you smoking in there? But a peek behind the curtain, we got one viewer here. When Robbie messaged me last night and said he wanted to talk Southwest, I said, I learned in business class that Southwest is able to keep up or compete, I guess, a little bit with the bigger airlines, even though they have a smaller fleet. Because of their boarding policy, they're able to board people faster because you don't have assigned seats in most of the plane, and then they're able to deplane faster too, I guess. And so with fewer planes, they're still able to cut down on boarding and deplaning times to, I guess, keep up. Fewer planes, but they take off faster and everything. You're able to have a better turnaround. That's what I was told.
Yeah, they how was it? They also definitely are in the niche. Hey, Pat, how are you?
How are you?
They're definitely in the niche airline, the niche airline industry. I mean, where they're able to, they also did. I think it was groundbreaking at the time. They used to buy like jet fuel like 6-9 months in advance when when it was low to try to get their fuel costs down and whatnot. I know like one of their major, the hubs that they're out of is Chicago, and they got whacked by the blizzard, but still, I just don't know. I don't know. I know the stock's at like 32 right now. I don't see if this continues. I don't see how the hell that share price is going to be supported. Jesus Christ. Talk about it. Hey, how are you? I don't know. Is this the next big short squeeze? That's a true statement right there. Not short squeeze, but is this the next stock that gets shorted to hell? It's Ken Griffin right now, just licking his chops, and I don't know.
I was going through, and you mentioned Chicago. I was going through some of the clips. I was hoping we could kind of do a little bit of a year in review, and
of course,
just looking at some things. And I remember this old one from Kenny G.
And I also have a message for that troublemaker from Chicago. You know who I'm talking about, Mr. Griffin. Let me tell you something. There's only one Kenny G, and it ain't you. Okay? Remember that.
Great clip.
Oh, that was a great clip. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, does Citadel try to make up all their money on? I mean,
Well, I saw an article that they returned money to investors, over 50% returns, I guess. But somebody was posting on Superstonk. I haven't had the chance to read through it. That was the amount of money that they paid back to investors was suspiciously close to their amount of puts or something like that. I don't have the full story there, so don't quote me, but some shenanigans going on, I think. And I pointed out that when we lost the 3 million shares directly registered on quarterly earnings, that was likely related to Citadel exiting a position.
Yeah.
Or not exiting a position, but
just closing
it was
out.
all that. Yeah, it was all their stuff that they sold. So allegedly.
Yeah. Well, you know, circumstantial evidence tends to add up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there's just a lot of shenanigans going on right now in the market, just in the housing's another one. I mean, just rolling blackouts. I mean, it didn't happen in mass in New York. I mean, it happened in New York was close. I know that, but it happened down south in Carolinas. It's just.
Well, I mean, you're a weather guy. To break away from the stock talk for a little bit, here in New York, Buffalo got whomped on, and it's they're like 60 inches over their their normal rate of snowfall right now, and Rochester and Syracuse are like 20 inches behind schedule. So both cities have been sending plow trucks to Buffalo to help out because we don't need them right now.
No, I mean, so Buffalo got hit. I mean,
they got dominated.
They got
freaking search and rescue teams going out on snowmobiles, dude.
I know, they got shellacked. I mean, so if you get like the easterly, you get the winds over the lake, right? So like 5-10 miles an hour, whatever. You start blowing 30-40 miles an hour. I mean, dude, some of those bands, there's nothing you can do until that wind shuts off. There's nothing you can do. And then the other thing too is like a lot of people. So those bands that come over, especially for like Buffalo Metropolitan, obviously south of that, those bands are producing like half an inch. I mean, those things are rolling at like 2, 3, 4, 5 inches an hour. So in 2 hours, you can literally get 10 inches. So literally, you can watch like the snow accumulate on your hubcaps.
Yeah,
up to your hubcaps, and you combine that with the wind and what we just had with that huge storm that rolled up into the lakes and just basically bombed out. I mean, bombogenesis. It's not cyclonic genesis or the fuck. The freaking the media is saying. I mean, when you start having storms dropping like 3, 4, 5 millibars an hour, I mean, you can get to a strength of Cat 1 hurricane in 4 or 5 hours, no problem. And it's, slow mover, which it was, and all the wind coming off the lakes. It's literally the perfect storm. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and say we'll never see that again. But I mean, it's literally like 3 or 4. Just
it was uncharacteristic for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, one of the most amazing things about it was, the models were all picking up on it, and you just, I mean, especially for like metropolitan Chicago, Michigan, I mean, it's just nothing you can do. You just got to ride it out. I mean, and it takes like 3 or 4 factors for it to really come together, which, unfortunately they all did. I mean, which has been the trend lately. They all did.
Even here in Syracuse, I think it was last Monday, our sales guy at work, he was like, hey, I'm taking off. It was like 4:30. He's like, I just got an alert that we're supposed to get 4 inches of snow in the next hour. Oh. And it happened. I mean, it was pretty bad snow squalls.
Yeah. I mean, for the squalls that come in off the lake, for those who make it inland. Yeah. I mean, there's the potential because as soon as you have like that, the lake effect snow machine working, I mean, unless the wind shuts off, there's nothing you can do. And if it gets concentrated enough where, what they call the lift of moisture off the lake, and it just comes and dumps where it's powerful enough. I mean, it's not. I mean, you need more than your allotment of plows. You know,
This chick's like trying to yell at somebody on the phone
That's
in the
awesome.
middle of like having coughing attacks. It's just like funny to listen to.
it's never. Excuse me, I'm getting a little cold myself. It's never fun. It's never a good idea. You know, I mean, I think the major thing for Buffalo for this is, you know, if you kind of want to bring it back to finance a little bit, is that, you know, the fact that the city has basically descended into anarchy. I mean,
Oh, the
there's a-
looting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looting.
I read an article really quick. It was inconclusive, but somebody was like, when the Bills came back from where'd they play? Chicago.
Yeah,
When they came back, there was a travel ban in Buffalo, like places like Cheektowaga, like you just weren't allowed to
Yeah.
travel. And the article was, you know, asking, did the Bills get preferential treatment when they came back? Because I think they had to take a bus. They couldn't fly in.
I don't think they could fly in either. I mean, I know that.
Right. Yeah. They flew into Rochester and then they bussed in. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, and some of those guys had like 6-foot drifts on their cars.
Yeah.
It showed them like shoveling out. I mean,
Oh, there's some people that have been trapped in their homes for like 15 days.
yeah, which, you know, is it's obviously unfortunate. I mean, the tough thing about these systems is like you can't like, I mean, like it's impossible. Like certain stuff just blows up that you can't predict. Like it was like last year with the blizzard. Like, and Pat, if you're still watching, like he was like kind of in the area where this happened, but like they had the Great Band of Death where we were getting 3 or 4 inches an hour last year for like, you know, it was like 3 or 4 hours. And where I am in Weymouth, Hingham, and I mean, we weren't. There's no way you can forecast that. I mean, come on. Only like 15 minutes before, where you see this like big green splotch, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? You know, I mean, there was a storm in 2015. I mean, I woke up and I was just like, Jesus. And I quickly looked at the radar and I was like, well, thank God I went shopping yesterday because I am fucked if, you know, if I didn't. So,
Rice, beans, pasta.
no, well, I always get,
A 10-pound bag of rice can last a long time, dude.
yeah, I know, but I always just got, I mean, when I was younger, yeah, it was bad stuff. I mean, when I was younger, I just got, you know, it was 2016. We had a blizzard. I got a handle of meat, a couple steaks, and I think I got firewood. I don't think it worked out anywhere near well as I intended it to, but it kind of.
I think it was one of your weather reports last year. You're like, it's going to be bad, boys. Like, stock up on your booze and weed now.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, dude. Yeah, I know. And I had a child. I did not have a single drop of alcohol during that. Probably because Victoria was sleeping 4 hours at a clip. So, I mean, I could do that. I could have some fun now. But, you know, yeah, dude. I mean, kind of bring it back to kind of all over the place here. But what are you going to do? I don't know. Ken Griffin's year in review. What a jack off. You know, guy sucks.
He comes up a lot. He's a high profile guy.
He is.
And he's one of the wealthiest people in the country. I'm not sure a lot of people really know who he is. He runs the largest hedge fund in the US.
Yeah.
That's Citadel. They're also a market maker.
Yeah, no.
So Citadel being a market maker, they pay brokers like I'm bringing it to GME right now.
Yeah, might as well.
I bought shares. I didn't want to mess with ComputerShare. I'd love to just buy straight through them, but I've had success buying shares on Fidelity and then directly registering them from there. It's my understanding that when you buy directly through ComputerShare, which is where my shares will ultimately end up,
yeah,
when you buy directly through them, your order doesn't go through immediately. They do batch orders like at the end of the day. And so they'll put your order in with a lot of other people's order and you'll get a reasonable price, but not exactly what it was trading at the moment you put it in, which is fine. But I was doing the mental math. I'm like, whoa, GameStop's yesterday I saw I'm like down 10% on no news. What the hell? And so I told my buddies, I'm like, I'm buying tomorrow. Like, because that's generally what happens is GameStop's pretty much this every day, right around like 10 o'clock, it'll just dip down.
Yeah.
And so right around that time, I'm like, what's it at? What's it at? Whoa, 1750, $350. I can have 20 shares. And I mean, I'm bullish on it. I've been bullish on it. If it runs back up to 350 again, I mean, that's 20x.
No, definitely.
You can't beat that. And I'm not going to sell at 350, tell you that.
No, not at all.
And I've lost it. I just got it back. I wanted to relate this to the airlines, right? Because people, they overbook flights. Everybody knows that.
Huh.
And so they need people to, hey, who's willing to give up their seat and take a different flight because we've oversold this one? $500. No. And I read accounts. You don't know if this stuff is true, but I mean, it does happen where people are at the airport and they need somebody to give up their seat. We'll give you a $500 voucher to give up your seat. And everybody says, higher. This is New York City. We need more. $600. Nobody. $700. Nobody. All the way up to $1,100. And that's essentially what it's going to be when the float is locked. Is I need this share. I'll give you $1,000 for it. No, $2,000 for it. No, and the hypothesis is naming your price. Shout out to Robbie V and I guess Post 2. Thank you, Vigilance Dave. We appreciate it. Big Dog off this week. It's a disappointment. I'm glad you stopped in to tune into us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So being down 10% yesterday on no news, good or bad, I mentioned to you, I didn't see anything about holiday sales being up, down. So why is the price action like it's down 10% and nothing happened? Well, you said that people are probably selling for tax reasons, which
yeah,
I mean, I'll buy those shares up. That's fine.
No, I mean, a lot of people, no, a lot of people do. A lot of people have big winners, and then some of the stuff that, for tax reasons, they'll try to, they'll try to just cut their cap gains, whatever.
I mean, if you're selling GameStop at $18, you're taking a loss probably.
Yeah,
it hasn't been this low.
but some people will do that. Like if they gotta
offset some wins,
just offset some wins basically, and like whatever. It's also like what's it called? It's like a lot. Some, it's some companies, they do what they call like, they sell out of the little higher cost lots for the whole tax deals and individual investors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that's the whole story? No. Absolutely not.
No, I think those buy orders. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, there were. Should have dumped my Barstool stock. If you're talking about Penn, I got out of Penn a while back. I think I got in around 60, and I was out before it was at 40.
What's Penn at now? I don't even know.
See how fast I can get it.
Yeah, hold on.
It's on my watch list at work.
Yeah, it's Penn Entertainment,
right? Penn National Gaming. Ticker's just Penn.
28 sound right?
Penn Entertainment, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2811. Yikes. And a big drop after hours. What happened there? Whoa.
Okay, so
it's obviously reversed here, but I mean, look at that drop.
Okay, so let's talk about like We're gonna get back to Jamie in a sec.
I guess
So,
I guess it wasn't reversed when I hold it up.
yeah.
But yeah, that drop off on the far right. Look at that. That's not retail. We can't sell back after hours like that. That's somebody on the inside.
Yeah. So let's talk about gaming stocks real quick. You know, when the economy is contracting, you know, heating oil is at $5 a gallon, and yeah, and people are losing their jobs. What aren't they doing?
Going to the casino.
Going to the casino. They're not betting on sports. They're not playing $10 win $3,000 parlays. It's tails all the time. So
conversely,
Yeah.
a lot of people bullish on Anheuser-Busch because when times are tough, you go to the cheap beer and Bud Light's there for you every time.
fuck out of here with that.
Can you do weed stocks too? I think BA is in some weed stocks. We could try to get him on.
Yeah.
After the new year, we're working on getting who I would call a high profile guest.
Yeah.
He's agreed. We just need to work out some scheduling with him, but hopefully we can get him on. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. No, I mean, with the current administration, yeah, I think they could start rolling.
I did see an article, recreational marijuana sales will go live in Connecticut in 2 weeks. And today is December 28th. Tomorrow, the first, what?
They're going live in New York tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh, really?
The first recreational, like fully legal dispensary will be open in Manhattan tomorrow.
Yeah. I know Rhode Island is next, I think.
I'm surprised New Hampshire doesn't have it. Live free or die my ass.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't know. New Hampshire, it's a weird state like that. I was just there actually last weekend at a family event. It was good times.
I mean, you can drive 10 minutes down the road and you're in Massachusetts. It's legal there.
Yeah, I mean, New Hampshire also has like more fireworks and gun shops per square capita than Connecticut, the Constitution state.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Places.
So I think they're opening. I know there's gonna be one down near New Haven, and then I think another one in like the Stamford area.
Surprised there's not one in Mohegan and Fox, and well, at least Mohegan, because
I'm sure they will. And just talking, I appreciate that.
Thanks, Sig. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
It does sound about right. I mean,
although I lived in Bridgeport, so can't say much.
The only time I ever went to Connecticut was like late night, like Mohegan or Foxwoods runs, and that usually ended with me like just usually winning some money, and sometimes I didn't win money, but it's kind of how drunk.
Norwalk is really nice down by the water. There's a lot of good restaurants there. Nice little stretch, and I spent a lot of time in Fairfield. Played a lot of Pokemon Go there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Stanford.
Yeah, Stanford's good.
WWE, shout out.
Yeah, nice.
Their stock's been going up.
Yeah, that's because Triple H though. You know what I mean?
And people don't want Vince, so
yeah, and I think like Triple H doesn't have like the baggage that Vince does. You know what I mean? Especially right now. Yeah, I did. It's amazing I'm alive. I just think like the gaming stocks right now, I think it's going to be hard pressed for a lot of people to do anything. Even with
DraftKings too.
Well, I think DraftKings and FanDuel will their growth will come from states that aren't open yet.
Yeah,
like Massachusetts is going to be in like February supposedly. I mean, my guess is Victoria is going to be 50 by the time you can place a legal bet online in Massachusetts, and it's right up there with the Jets won't make it to the AFC Championship game until Victoria is 40. I stand by that, but
my whole thing with Penn was they got this partnership with Barstool, and they don't have to spend on marketing like other competitors have to.
No.
So I thought that was a good play, and it never rebounded to that 110 I was hoping it would go to.
I don't know. I mean, it's just unfortunately like the online sports books now, especially with FanDuel, DraftKings, and Penn are just saturated too. And then I don't know. Well, people don't have money to spend, I guess. I don't know. But, while we're on it, I guess for whoever's listening and watching, that 8 mile drive off the highway from the highway to Foxwoods is just the most dearth freaking. Ugh. You just feel like you're in like the crypt or something. You're like, get me out of here, especially at night. You're just like, oh, get me out, get the fuck out of here.
Never been to Foxwoods.
Yeah, it's Mohegan. It's better.
I was looking at Del Lago is in like Waterloo, New York. You got to say it like the locals at Waterloo. They got a lot of good shows there coming up. Try to make it out. It's one of those. Del Lago. Usually I go. There's a couple here in Syracuse that I go to, or used to, before we got the mobile betting.
Mm.
I mean, why drive to the casino if you don't have to?
No, I know. A lot of people, yeah, they do. Yeah, that's like that in like the old Newport Grand Slot Parlor. So back, I don't know if you ever had the pleasure. Back in 2018, when I got my job that I have now, my wife and I went to Newport, Rhode Island to celebrate, and it was off season, so whatever bars were, Dames was packed, and we hit it hard on Dames. And the next day we were just looking for something to do, and so we were just like, hey, let's go to Newport Grand, dude. You want to talk a place that like personifies just like Newport lights, just Busch Light, and just ratty clothing all over. Something else, man. I'm sure there was some wrong one-way drivers there. My wife ended up winning $60, so that was nice.
Win's a win.
Yeah, she said she wanted to spin the wheel. The next spin, it came up, and you do the animated, and she just spun the wheel, and I'm just like, and these hardcore junkies next to her like, ah. I'm just like, yeah, go fuck yourself. See ya. It's good times. All right, let's get back on GM. That was a 10-minute sidetrack.
I mean, I got a couple things with GameStop. Yeah, my college days, I was a Keystone guy too.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
So I saw Watcher Guru on Twitter. He shared China just today. China is set to launch its first regulated NFT platform on January 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
And yesterday they said 9.6 trillion asset manager Fidelity files trademark applications for an NFT marketplace and crypto trading services. The articles that I've read all said that GameStop was a year late to the NFT marketplace sector. So China and Fidelity, I guess you're 2 years late. I haven't seen any bad press about either of those moves. But full disclosure, I did buy at 17.32 today. It ended up climbing back towards 18. I guess I could have saved myself a couple bucks if I had bought exactly at like 17.01, I think was the low today.
Yeah.
Whatever. But very happy, excited even to have more shares, and I'm going to directly register those. They'll be locked in my name. What do we got for computers shared today? Now, keep in mind, this went down. Remember, we were up at 58%-ish while we lost 3 million shares at earnings. Those are really from October. Those are sold in October. So creeping up on 50% again. And this was last updated on Christmas, so not entirely accurate. And the bot hasn't been 100% accurate. It's just something that gives us an idea because this is a Reddit scraper bot. So
Yeah.
what you do is you directly register your shares, and then you tag the bot on Reddit, and it logs those. It recognizes, these are additional shares that you haven't registered before, and doesn't track your individual total. It just pulls it. These are verified that are directly registered shares. Yeah, trying to get this Magenta, I guess it is, up to here. And if the hypothesis is correct, this stock has been oversold, and probably conservatively, like, I think 3 times over. I think. What does that mean? There's 304 million shares issued. I think really like 1 billion shares are out there, and it's trading at $18 or so right now. I think those are really just phantom shares or vouchers even. And once you directly register them, your broker's forced to go out and find it and get a real share for you. Because like I could probably call up Fidelity. That might actually be, I don't know if that's illegal. If I can, well, I can record them, right? I'm in New York. It's a one-party state.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think you can.
I'd love to like call up Fidelity. Well, no, because I'd have to give personal information. So no.
Yeah.
But I will record when I call up and directly register my shares. But right now, I didn't do it today because realistically, I'm going to give it like 2-3 days. I'll do it sometime next week. But I bought the shares today. Like the money's not even settled yet for me to deposit into Fidelity.
Yeah.
But they give you that credit. You can use it right away. They know it's gonna go through. But I don't think they bought the shares yet. It just shows in my account that I got those shares.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I think.
And kind of on the NFC market, I mean, I think, when players like China and Fidelity are getting involved in that, I think that's obviously lends huge credibility. And you're starting to see it on the mainstream networks. I mean, them talking about it and whatnot. I mean, MNFTs are probably going to be big in 2023 and beyond, I don't think that's going away.
Right now, NFT sales are like down 90% from their peak.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the full functionality has been realized or is being implemented yet. I mean, it's not people. What does everybody always say? They're just JPEGs. I could just take a screenshot instead. You're not thinking big picture. These people that are making those claims. This is proof of ownership. This is it's no different than a certificate of authenticity if you buy a painting.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. I think if Fidelity is getting into it, then I think it's a huge. I mean, I think there's more to the story than.
Well, I think they're getting into NFTs so that they can sell, fraudulent securities like FTX was. I think that would be a good segue here.
Well, Fidelity though has a little bit more. Fidelity has a little bit more credibility than FTX.
Before they went under, they were pretty credible, man.
I know.
Everybody was trusting of SBF.
I know.
I read on CoinDesk actually was brave enough to put out the article. Let's pull it up. Post his bail bond.
Yeah, it's $250 million.
Right. So it's $250 million. They put up like $2.5 million worth of collateral.
Yeah,
where is it? Yeah, his parents put up their home, which is rumored to be worth $4 million.
Yeah.
And they promised to pay the court $250 million if he fails to show up for his trial. This, of course, is totally absurd. It's brave enough to put out the article is CoinDesk. And they're probably pissed at him.
Yeah, I would think they are. I mean,
ruining their credibility.
No, I know. I mean, I think a lot of people are pissed at him. I mean, they have an armored security at his parents' home. I don't know if you saw that.
Right. His parents hired armed security.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an all-time scumbag.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, the dude's a jerk. I mean,
And what did I
he's
say? His
obviously-
girlfriend's squealing. She looks like a rat.
Oh, she's gonna roll.
Ex-girlfriend, sorry.
Yeah. She's gonna roll. I mean, if she hasn't already. I mean, But I mean, she was the first one.
I said it on here. As soon as the company went under, nobody could find her, and she was in New York, talking her way out.
Yeah,
I'll tell you all the secrets. I told people at work, because we use QuickBooks at work. I'm like,
Mhm.
can you imagine a $10 billion company using this software? And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. They're like, how does that even work? I'm like, exactly.
I mean,
It was almost like I told them at work, like they don't really follow it as close as I do. And I'm like, it's almost as if they got QuickBooks at FTX to be like, do you have a system of accounting controls? Yeah, look, we have QuickBooks. What a joke.
I don't think FTX and controls really go with anything, unfortunately. I mean,
no, because he said like, all the entries, the journal entries are all correct, and it's like, yeah, but you took customer funds and you used them as your own.
no, I know. It was such a joke. I mean, you just look at it and you're like, what the hell? I mean, like, what the hell were they thinking? Not only that, but like, just the auditors, man. I mean, I don't know how I mean, whatever auditor firm they had, I mean, they must have gone belly up by now. I mean, they don't have a shred of credibility left in them, you know. But so if you want to talk, I mean, they haven't brought it up. I mean, if you were lucky enough to keep your power over Christmas with all the shenanigans going on with the power grid, I mean, we told you, there's going to be problems in the winter. I mean, it didn't take long for those to fire up. I mean, you had rolling blackouts in North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, other states as well. I mean, we kept saying that, this could happen. Well, it did. Power grid in the United States isn't as sound as you think.
Oh, they want to have homes in New York 100% electric now. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work either.
Just coming back really quick on auditing FTX, their auditor, Armanino. I'm stunned that such a large company was not audited by a Big Four accounting firm.
Yeah, I mean,
stunned.
Yeah.
Maybe none of those guys wanted to touch them. Probably for the best.
Yeah, I mean, you mean PwC, EY, Deloitte? I mean, none of those guys will touch that shit, man. I mean, they probably found out about QuickBooks and were like, nope, no, thank you. Just no. I mean,
it says Armanino LLP is one of the top 25 largest accounting, consulting, and technology firms in the U.S. Huh.
I think you can soundly put were.
It's definitely a big stain on them.
Oh, not to get this? Yeah. I mean, if you walk into a freaking firm and you're telling me your books and records are done by QuickBooks, that's probably the biggest red flag of all. I mean, no one's just going to be like, oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely on the up and up here. I mean, give me a break. I mean,
and I saw on Zero Hedge a lot of Alameda wallets were activated. Like today?
Yeah, today. Yeah.
And the suspicion is that they're trying to get whatever money's left over and funnel it out.
Probably. I mean, gotta do something.
This freaking kid, and he wants to He's like, I want to start another company and pay everybody back. It's like, dude, you broke public trust. Like, no.
Yeah, I know.
And you're a fool if you give this guy money again.
No, I know. I mean, it's not even that though. It's like I just there's so many people who just have gotten burned by this. I mean, like how? I mean, who is going to give this guy money? I mean, the fact that his parents have to hire an armed security court.
Oh, they don't have to.
No, but they did.
They
Which
did.
means there's been credible threats against them. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so like people are just going to give you money. Like I don't think that's how it works. You know, it's just. I mean,
Try to work in a couple more clips. A year in review. Speaking of companies going under, remember when Credit Suisse was on the brink?
Keep talking about a Lehman moment. I keep thinking you're finally going to be able to get a bank merger.
Yeah.
And whoever gets Credit Suisse is going to do quite well if you can cordon off those losses, because, boy, that is some great franchise.
what was their stock at? Like 2?
I saw Odyssey was under a quarter today. It's 20 cents today. They're in big trouble.
I mean, Credit Suisse is at $3 right now. And
What was it in the
Keep
club?
talking about a Lehman moment. I keep thinking
384. That was from the beginning of October though.
yeah,
So
Right.
still down, almost 25%.
no, good luck. Oh, Odyssey, dude, they're done.
Yeah.
They're done. I mean, I don't know what they own nationally, but I know that the ratings on EI are just awful, and they're done. Good luck to them. Yeah.
Another great Kramer clip say that 10 times fast. Another great Kramer clip that I have far up in the queue here of loaded videos in our this brand, the Stock Talk Live brand. Remember Victor in California when he called into Kramer?
Signs that not all is well as we go into the final third of the year. Can we start with Victor in California? Victor.
Jimmy Chill, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. I want to thank you
Oh,
for being
thank
a champion of retail investors, my friend.
That's what I want to be. Thank you.
Absolutely. And because of you, I've decided to buy more GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond. Shorts never close. Boom.
Not really, but that's all right. Let's go to Alex in Oregon.
We all love Victor in California. That was a fun one.
Wow. So I know it's been a wild year in finance. I mean, it really has. Like, I mean, just from what's going on in Europe. I mean, obviously Ukraine. What's about to happen in the United States housing market? I mean, oil markets. It's just insane.
Ooh, I had something on housing today.
Oh, dude, housing's taking a fucking digger.
I've lived in apartments and everything, never really been able to save up to buy a house. It's just me. I'd love a woman contributing to the finances. That'd be great to split bills. But I saw our friend Unusual Whales this morning. Foreclosure filings have increased 167% from last year, nearly reaching pre-pandemic levels per real estate data firm ATTOM. 167% increase in foreclosures.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because that's the move, man. I mean, my grandparents, they used to go down to Florida every winter. They're not as mobile anymore, so they don't. But they they rented a house for, several months. And one of the homes that they stayed in, the family bought it, a beautiful house in Florida, bought it on foreclosure for like $50,000. And they just rent it out now. Cul-de-sac. You can't beat it.
No, you can't.
Pool in the back, screened in. It looked a lot like Chuck's screened in pool. A lot more blue than green. A little joke. Just messing with you, Chuck.
No, I mean, it's just, it's like, unfortunately right now, dude, especially with job loss, especially with higher interest rates, And especially with all the people like just being upside down on mortgages right now, dude. Yeah, it's something you're going to continue to see go up. Some people are probably just going to hand over the keys and just be like, you know what, I don't care, take it.
Speaking of Chuck, really quick, I'm gonna pull myself out. I'll be right back. I just want to show you one of my Christmas gifts.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, housing's going to be tough. You know, you got to basically just deal with the hand you dealt with.
Great gift from my sister. Shout out, Chuck.
Freaking the shit's excel.
Great gift from my sister. She knocked it out of the park this year.
Nice.
And my Donald Trump wall calendar.
Oh, she gave you that too?
I get 12 months of the man.
No,
She's a big lib. Not to get into politics. My sister's a big lib, so it was a huge move for her to be like, you know, he would love that.
Yeah, I can only. I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think housing is just going to go. It's going to continue to go down. You know, a lot, much like the fortunes of my fantasy football team last week. You know, got crooked.
I lost in my other league. I lost in the championship, and it was tough because there was a path to victory for me. He had all of his players had already played, and I had 3 going on Sunday. I needed about 21 points apiece out of James Conner, the Broncos defense, and Jalen Waddle. And Waddle started with an 84-yard touchdown run. So it was there, and then once the Broncos, I'm like, oh no. But still, made $110 off of that, so that was good.
Yeah. So Stolen Minute fan, you know, beat me.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Good game. No, my other league.
I did because he took me out on his way.
Yeah. In my other league, I had, you know, Jalen Hurts didn't play last week, so I had to start what's the Steelers QB? His name escapes me. Can't think of him. But,
I'm blanking.
I know. I'm just gonna bring it up. Hold on. Not on the screen, just on. Yeah, I had to start Kenny Pickett. So basically, like, it's about the second quarter. I was like, well, you know, even though I have Steelers defense, Kenny Pickett, Austin Eckler, and whatever, this lead is starting to get a little insurmountable. But luckily, Kenny came back and then cut it to 35 with Hopkins, Eckler, and Judy. So Judy had 20, so I was just like, this is great. And then D-Hop gave me a fat 1 point, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. But then Eckler finally brought it home. So minimum I'm taking home in that league is 400, and max
Nice.
max would be 750, which for all the viewers at home, it's just going right to my either probably firewood. So be nice. That's what I do with my fantasy football winnings. I still have like a whole rack of firewood that's left over from the last one, so it's good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. No.
Yeah, I made the my QBs were either injured or not serviceable. So I did make the correct move, and I scrolled way down the list to pull Minshew Mania. And,
yeah,
that was the right move for me.
Yeah. I started him too because I had no choice.
Good foresight.
Yeah. But just, you know, just hope to pull it out this week. It'd be nice.
I got another fun one. This is a longer clip that I'd like to revisit.
No, definitely.
Kramer back again. This one, you feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I love this clip.
Free cash flow last year, $9.5 billion, now less than $1 billion. Okay, let me say this about this. I made a mistake here. I was wrong. I trusted this management team. That was ill-advised. Hubris here is extraordinary. and I apologize.
Okay. What did you get wrong?
I had a belief that there was a recognition that there is a amount that you can't spend. Contrast that, for instance, with Jim Farley, who took a project that was his, Argo, and closed it because it was not ready. It was not near enough. This situation is almost a rogue situation. I had thought there would be an understanding that you just can't spend and spend right through your free cash flow. That there had to be some level of discipline, and I didn't get it. But David, what did I get wrong? I trusted them, not myself. For that, I regret.
Okay.
I've been in this business for 40 years, and I did a bad job. I'm
Look,
not proud.
You're not alone.
Proud.
You're not alone, Jim. Morgan Stanley today downgrades it for the first time.
It's basically crying.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, at least he came out and that was a minute 35. At least he came out and said, I was wrong. I apologize. And not, hey, this shouldn't have happened, or I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I wish it did that with Bear Stearns.
And he's
I
talking
don't
about
think that's wrong to say that either. I'll stand by that until I hit the grave. I mean,
he's obviously talking about Meta in that clip.
yeah,
Facebook. And he's talking about them burning through their free cash flow. Robbie, what if there was a company that had roughly $1 billion in cash on hand, positive cash flow, about $1 billion in inventory, is trading for less than half of their total assets,
yeah,
has one outstanding loan, is related to COVID relief from the French government, low, less than 2% interest on that loan. And as inflation keeps at an elevated rate, that basically is free money. Sound like an interesting company to you? Because I'm describing GameStop.
yeah, exactly.
Cash on hand, positive cash flow. Do I have it in here? I don't.
Yeah.
I had let's see if I can find it. There's a headline that said GameStop, GameStop can't rise. Here. GameStop can't rise for good without positive free cash flow. Look at that. Now we got it. And that's from back in February.
I think 2023 is going to be a good year for GME. I don't know about the overall rest of the market. Overall, the rest of the market, I'm not sure, but
I'm treating it as a hedge.
The only thing I'll say about the market's this in 2023 is, unfortunately, interest rates mean everything. So once the Fed gives the thing that they stop raising and start cutting. It could be off to the races. We'll say this, though, buckle up. Especially January, February, March. Lot can happen.
There's a lot of speculation. I don't have concrete evidence or proof. But there's a lot of out of the money puts and calls on GME for January 20th, 2023. And I believe this is just what I've read. I can't verify any of this. I believe those are like 2-year-old options. Yeah. And I remember like when the sneeze, that wasn't a squeeze, when the price ran up so high into the 300s. Because a squeeze is when, shorts are selling.
Yeah.
Or buying rather, excuse me. I'm lost my train. Choo. What was I saying?
Oh, about the GME shorts. January 2020.
Yes. So the speculation is those were bought. I mean, these are potentially like people betting that the stock price is going to go to $10, even lower than that. And this is like a last ditch attack on the price to keep it under 20, to keep it under 18. It was very interesting that, you know, it dropped down to, I think, 1701 today. And I haven't bought in a long time and just haven't been able to. Financial situation, just don't have free cash to be putting into the market.
Yeah.
But even I can, you know, at $17 a share, I can deal with that. It feels like a discount to me.
No.
And how many other people were buying today? I saw a lot of some guy on Super Stonk bought over 2,000 shares today. I mean, that's the conundrum that people betting on the other side of this trade are going to run into is if we drop the price lower, they're going to buy up shares and directly register them faster. So do we let the price run up and kill ourselves, or do we press it down and live to fight another day? You can't have my shares, man.
Well, no, I know. Well, I don't have any, but they couldn't have if they wanted to.
No, and it's, you know, I've got a considerable amount of money in my investment, and I don't think the company's going out of business, despite what people tell me. And somehow, if I'm forced to sell, I just don't see a scenario where I'm going to sell, and certainly not at 17. Like, you know, I'm averaging down here. It's, even if I were to lose a lot of money on this, I've learned so much in almost 3 years that it's been worth it for the ride. It's the friends we made along the way.
I guess, like, if we're gonna close this out before, what's your one prediction for 2023?
One prediction, and I want to pick something that's gonna
just cash
come
money.
true.
Yeah.
My one prediction. GameStop hits $50 by Q3 earnings.
All right, I got two. So we're not going to see positive growth in the economy until third quarter next year. All right. And here's the other one. What the hell? Southwest bankrupt by March.
By March?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was getting at, is they don't have a lot of planes in their fleet compared to the other American airlines. So, like, I could see them just selling out.
Yeah. Reputation's everything. And when it's in the toilet, nothing you can do.
And that jogs my memory. I saw Babylon Bee. You know, they do satire, and it was thousands of Spirit airline flyers are wishing that their flights got canceled.
Well, hey, happy 2023 to everyone. Thank you to all the viewers. And as the old saying goes, there's only one thing left to do.
Pump it up.
Pump it up.
See you next week.
Yep.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.